Të dashur shikues të televizionit Tema, po takohemi në edicionin më të ri të emisionit Expo. Sot do ta zhvillojmë një bisedë me Kapten Tyler West Beaty, me cilin do të flasim për karrierën e tij shumë të suksesshme, për të cilën ka mjaft shumë për të na treguar. Kapten, a mund të na tregoni për veten tuaj, ta prezantoni atë për audiencën tonë, prej nga veni diçka për edukimin dhe karrierën tuaj.
Yes, my name is Captain Tyler Beaty. Grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's Midwest. Grew up on a horse farm with my twin brother, another older brother, and an older sister. Studied, basic high school education at Edgewood at a little farming school, and then I went to the university at Ohio State and got a BS in both political science and then in engineering. So I continued to work through that. And then I had the opportunity to join, after my education, General Motors and work for General Motors in Lordstown, Ohio. And that kind of started my career program.
Shohim se keni një karrierë të suksesshme, nga një dizajner i industrisë së motorëve tek një menaxher senior i biznesit farmaceutik. Cili ishte motivi juaj që u tërhoqit të bashkoheshit forcave të Shteteve të Bashkuara të Amerikës?
So, I've been very fortunate and very blessed to have an opportunity to work in the industries that I've worked in through hard work, a little bit of what we like to call lady luck, and have the opportunity to advance. It's been very good. The reason I joined the Army is I had a profound sense as a little boy. I'm first generation military in my family to join the United States Army, but I wanted to serve. I wanted to give back, and it's taken me to Afghanistan, and it's taken me here. It's also given me other interests as far as exposing myself to the world and different cultures, and it's brought me to have interviews with you and to be here and to at least give back to society and just mankind as a whole.
Elon Musk, drejtori SpaceX, Tesla, PayPalit dhe së fundi SolarCity është bërë një sinonim i inovacionit, eksplorimit të hapësirës dhe mbrojtjes së ambientit në gjithë rangun botror. Ju keni pas mundësinë të drejtoni një grup dizajnerësh, çfarë ndjesie është të jeni pjesë e një korporate kaq të madhe dhe të punoni me kokat më të zgjuara të SBA-s?
It's very humbling. It's been a very good opportunity to work for that corporation. It was a corporation, Tesla Motors Incorporated is built on innovation, and what better opportunity as a young person to go and kind of lead a new charge in a new era and make it a new campaign. For so long we've done something with a status quo, and Elon Musk came along as an attractive option to say, hey, let's change the status quo, let's think outside the box, let's push the envelope of science. And using hard mathematics and just hard sheer work. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a gentleman by the name of Mario De La Rosa, who kind of brought me into Tesla, who was my immediate boss, and another gentleman named Freddie Riviera, amazing auto manufacturers that had worked in the auto industry prior to, and then have given their life to developing Tesla. It is a startup company, and these gentlemen work tirelessly. They sacrifice so much from their family to build and start this revolution. And to the men and women, the young men and women of the would-be Fremont area in California, the San Jose, and Oakland areas in California, we're utilizing them to kind of give their blood, sweat, and tears into the automotive industry and to change it. So to be a part of that team, when I got the interview, I was hoping, let's make this happen, let's make this happen. And it finally, they said they'd love to have me. They flew me out there. I got to interview, and leaving a small farm town in Ohio, and then leaving and going out to San Francisco, and to be a part of a group where every day, hey, what are we doing? We're changing the way the automotive industry is. And to do that was priceless.
A keni takuar personalisht Elon Musk dhe çfarë personi është ai?
So Elon Musk is a bit of a rock star. He is a showman and a businessman, but first and foremost, he's an innovator. We, as an organization, he would do Christmas parties with massive parties or motivational large speakings where he would unveil. So personally, he would come up into the plant and you would see him walking around, and then you'd hear him speak, very intelligent, very calculated, but he's also just a thinker of his time. So from speaking and listening to him speak, he's has a very clear message. He's deceivingly tall. He's taller than you would think. Kind of a plain-clothes, to the point, relaxed, very approachable human being, where he's probably worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. So, but the early stories, the folklore goes that he was down inside the plant, just going up to people saying, "Hey, how can I help you? How can I change your daily business? How can I make it better for you?" So he was right there in what we like to call the pits, or right there working side by side with people, developing it. He's not removed from the process. He's very much a part of it, and he gives his people every opportunity. So for a man that manages 3 very exciting corporations, he's very much involved, and he's a visionary. And again, it was a very humbling process to be up underneath of his wing early on in my life.
A mund të na përshkruani detyrën tuaj që e kishit tek dizajnimi i automjeteve Model X dhe Model X? Cila ishte detyra juaj aty?
So when I joined the team, the Model S was in full production. They were working at the former NUMMI plant that Elon Musk had bought, now the Tesla factory in Fremont. So they're producing the Model S, roughly a couple hundred vehicles a day. As you can see, that they were producing them out. So when I came in, we were gearing up for the P85, the dual motor Model S. So again, dual motor, has a motor, in the would be front wheel hub and in the rear, and then the floor painting. So what I'd specifically worked with them is more of my specialization in what's called the body in white. We worked with the fabrication of aluminum and created the frame and the steel. The framework of the body, and then put the batteries inside the floor pan or in the body of the vehicle. And we met the dimensions, met the accuracy of the build. Very complex, because in production you can create, or in manufacturing or engineering, you can create one vehicle, but the key to manufacturing is the repeatability in a quickly organized manner. So we came in and made the design engineering process for the second motor and the first motor, and then prepping the plant physically for the new Model X SUV. So again, in production assembly, we're not building in an auto shop. We're building it on a streamlined production line that goes from start to finish. And to do that, it takes hundreds of steps, hundreds of operations, and they have to be cataloged, documented, and then made to reproduce. So there was a lot to do, and it's amazing what they could do and the amount of time they did it in, because you figure General Motors, Chrysler, Ford have been around for hundreds of years, dating back to post-World War I. Henry T, the Ford model, came off the production line, and this is a science that has been developed time and time again. And now you're bringing in people that necessarily don't have an automotive industry background, but they're coming in and they're implementing it. And again, speak to the credit of the workforce. The workforce is essentially learning how to build cars for the first time. So you're taking people that not necessarily know how to do it, and then you're teaching them. So our specific goals was the dual motor, and then the production, mass production of that car, and then the preparation for would be the Model X.
E kemi kuptuar se veturat elektrike Tesla janë duke avancuar çdo vit, duke marrë parasysh distancën e kaluar për fuqinë e baterisë, po ashtu edhe në kompjuteret navigues, duke u bërë gati automjete autonome. Çfarë është interesimi i tregut amerikan për automjetet elektrike dhe janë bërë ato një trend në Amerikë?
Yes, in American culture or American automotive industry, things are slow to move in regards to our conceptualization of electric cars. Now, they've been researched for quite some time. They continue to be pushed. So Tesla is championing this movement in the electric car, the electric engine capacity. BMW is following suit. And also General Motors. They had the Chevy Volt initially, and now they're creating mass production the Chevy Bolt. So it goes from Volt to Bolt. But there's a market desire there for reusable, sustainable energy. The real linchpin, in my opinion, is just making the affordability for would be middle class America to purchase it, and then to have the infrastructure to recharge them. It's happening, like with anything new. At first it's scary, and then at first it's not accepted. And then we're going to continue to push, and eventually, as gas prices or other fossil fuels or the technology becomes even better, it's only going to become that much more prevalent in our society. So Elon's definitely got the automakers' attention, as his stock just went up to an all-time high, above $300 a share. And that's, again, a credit to his people and to the people that are backing it, that there is a want, and its supply will reach the demand in time.
A mund të na përshkruani rrugtimin tuaj nga një student i shkollës së mesme tek një dizajner i cili u bë dizajner pra në dy prej brendeve më prestigjioze të Amerikës, General Motors dhe Tesla.
So, if I had to sum up my life path, again, I grew up from humble beginnings with two parents that raised 4 kids. On a farm, we learned a lot of discipline and just, overall value of a dollar, and then self-worth. So when I went through education, at first I wasn't the best student. I didn't focus on it. And slowly as I started to become more understanding of, hey, what's going to help people, or what's going to be relevant. And then, hard sciences and engineering is one of them. And I think it's a very valuable thing. And so when I got into General Motors, I first started in production management. And you're working with a UAW as a young man in his early 20s, telling people that have been building cars for 30 years, hey, you have to do it this way, you have to do that. It was a very daunting, challenging task, but at the same time, what are cars really when they come to it? They're beacons or vessels that move you from point A to point B, not only you, but your family. And you do that and you rely on it. It's a piece of equipment that has shaped the world 10 times over in the automotive, just the car itself. So I took that and then had the opportunity to work, and understand, hey, what is, the hard things? Math isn't hard. It's, they're just problems with solutions. They just have to work harder to get to it, but it's more rewarding. So my life path was just, focused on what do I want to do? How do I want to get there? And I challenge everybody. Hard sciences, math sciences, and education is the key to prosperity and understanding and growth. And that's our job. We only have so many years on Earth, and what not a better way to do it than contribute back to your fellow man.
Pas industrisë motorëve, ju keni bërë një ndryshim kaq të madh, ju keni bashkuar industrisë farmaceutikës. Tek Westward Hikma jeni përgjegjësi thuajse 30 menaxherëve të cilët kanë rreth 1000 punëtor. Si është kjo përgjegjësi, si mund të fleni natën?
So yes, it was quite a shift. Pharmaceutical manufacturing is something that I always wanted to kind of try my hand at, and then more of the management piece, leader of leaders. So the automotive industry is a great, amazing life. But here's the real thing, in my opinion. How many brand new vehicles are you going to own in your life? Is it 4? Is it 5? But here's something where you go elastic goods versus inelastic goods. And then I started to think, again, this is like a mantra to my life, is I want to do something that contributes to people's everyday life. And we produce life-saving medications in pharmaceutical manufacturing. It's a very precise, exact science. So my goal is to constantly do something that provides value, not to me, but to my fellow man. And at the same time too, the selfish want is pharmaceutical industry in America is a big business. It's profitable. People need to take heart medications, insulin medications, other disease medications every single day. And so that is a very secure job. So as I get older, I'm only 30, but as I get older, I wanted an opportunity to continue to, 1, grow as a leader, 2, grow as a manager, and then take on more opportunity. And then how do I sleep at night? I think it becomes from some nights I don't, but I think it's having a support network, understanding, hey, you give it your all, and you can't control everything in life. There's going to be times where there's just nothing I can do, or my best effort, but it's having that emotional intelligence to understand, hey, you might be upset in the moment, but that is not the moment. That is not life. It's going to pass. This will pass. And it usually does. And so you go in and you say, hey, roll up your sleeves. We're going to work. It's hard work. Life is hard work, but it's worth it. And that's what I find worthwhile, meaningful work. And that's what drives me every day.
Le të kthehemi tani pak tek misioni juaj ushtarak në Kosovë. Si shkon puna aty në kampin Punstel?
So I work for MNGB's K422. I work out of the Ohio Army National Guard. By trade in the Army, I'm a signal officer. I do satellite signal telecommunications. That's primarily what I do for the Army. Here I work for the Special Staff and I work for Colonel Lusk. I work on his behalf, dealing with other issues that come up from that. It's more of a administrative role that takes care of his specialized tasks, and I kind of go from there. My life at Camp Bondsteel, I like the weather here. I think life, weather plays a big pact on it. It reminds me of my home. It's a beautiful country. But anything in a deployment, this is not my home. This is a spot in time for me. So everything is repeatable. I live and eat the same things every single day. And I do the same things every single day. And that's okay. That's why I joined the Army. But again, it provides, our ultimate goal is secure and safe environment, freedom of movement, and just to be partners with the people of Kosovo.
A keni qenë ndonjëherë jashtë kampit dhe cilat pjesë të Kosovës ju kanë lënë bresa? Gjithashtu, a e shihni ndonjë perspektivë që ky vend të shndrohet në një shtet të zhvilluar?
So I've had the opportunity to travel. My job with the Army in K422 allows me to move. I've been to other camps, CMLT, camp would be Film City in Pristina, and then Ferjaj. I've been to Mitrovica, and then I've had the opportunity to do more military type-esque challenges, whether it be the Prizren 7-mile run, which Prizren is I think is a very beautiful part of the country. I think their streetscape, in regards to they have a stream flowing through the city and it's brick. I think that the countryside is very pretty as well. I'm very interested by this new highway that's being built as an engineer or as a fan of engineering. I think that's going to really help in the future. And then just overall, the mountains are beautiful. And then my daily life at Bondsteel is repetitive in nature. It's a job. It's a 24-hour job. So it's not like I can go home to my family or I can go out on the weekends or anything of that nature. So I eat the same thing, I do the same thing, and then we kind of track that. But Bondsteel's been great. The local people of Bondsteel that help us on a day-to-day basis are some of the most selfless, amazing people that just are happy to come to work and happy to see us. And as an American soldier that's far from home, it humbles me that, hey, these people are appreciative that we're here, and we will continue to do our part. And that's great, because there's been flip sides where I've been in Afghanistan where it wasn't appreciated, and that is what it is. That's that country. But this country has a great youth to it. It has again, driving around, you see the people. The people are very fashionable, very attractive people across the board. And again, I wasn't anticipating the fashion difference too, I guess, because we wear the same thing every day, and we don't see people in clothing or hairdos. So, but no, I think it's great.
Faleminderit, kapiten, për intervistën dhe kohën që e gjetët për ne.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Të dashur miq, kjo ishte intervista e emisionit Expo për këtë edicion. Ju falenderoj shumë për vëmendjen tuaj gjatë kësaj kohe që ishim së bashku dhe ju lë takim në edicionin tonë të radhës.